Hey, it's Mike from BlindsOnline.com. I'm going to show you how to install your brand new vertical blind today. The first thing we'd like you to do is unpack your track and the hardware that we've provided, and of course depending upon the mount will determine what type of hardware you receive. The first type of installation I'd like to talk about is the outside mount installation. So the hardware that we provided should look something like this. You should have a metal L bracket and a mounting clip. Okay, the mounting clip gets mounted to the L bracket with a little screw and nut that we provide. You place the screw through the hole and just tighten up on the nut on the opposite side. Now it's important that you place the thumb clamp, that's this portion right here, toward the rear part of the bracket. Okay, that's the part that actually releases the track. Alright, so once you have assembled all of your L brackets by placing the screw and nut on there, you're going to take your L brackets and bring them up to the top of the window frame, just like I have done here. Okay, I've inserted the two screws that we provided through the holes, through the drywall into the header. There's usually a nice piece of wood back there, so it makes it a nice installation. And we're going to do that for all the brackets that we provide. We're going to send you the necessary number of brackets that you require based on the width of your track. Okay, so once you have those brackets in place, then we're going to ask you to grab hold of the track. And the track is really what operates your vertical blind. This is what's going to hold the louvers, it's going to rotate them, it's going to stack them from side to side. Now, this particular track is a stacked right track. Okay, this one was ordered with controls right stacked to the right. Now, if you're ordered a track with a controls left, stack left, it's basically the same track, and you're just going to flip the track around, and look at that. You have a stack left, controls left. Now, if you've ordered your track to split in the center, that has to be done before it leaves the factory, and your control side will be determined based on how you mount the track. Right side controls, left side controls. Okay, so once you've located your track and you've determined the position of your stack and your controls, you're going to bring the track up to the mounting brackets, and you'll notice that on the track there is a groove on the very front side of the track that is designed to fit right into the lip of the mounting bracket. Look at how nicely that fits right in there. Okay, so once you have placed that into the groove, you're going to hold the track by hand and manually adjust the track from left to right until it's even on both sides. Okay, once the track is even, you're going to simply push back on the back part of the track into the mounting bracket, and you'll hear it snap into place. And guess what? You've just mounted your track right into the mounting brackets. Now, if you've ordered an optional valance to go with this, included with the hardware would have been some valance clips. Okay, these clips are what actually hold the valance to the top of the headrail or the track, and the next part of your installation would be to attach the valance clips to the track. Okay, again, we're going to use this groove on top and a little slot in the bracket, and we're going to push back on the clip. That's installed. We're going to do the same for the next clip. Okay, and this one, of course, requires a little additional force, but okay, now you have your mounting clips installed. Okay, and just position those evenly from right to left. There's no exact position, just so that you have enough of them on there to support the valance, and that'll be determined by what you find in the package when you open it up. Okay, the next thing you'll do is bring your valance up to the clips, to the valance clips, and you'll slide the dust cover of the valance right into the clip. That's it, and your valance is installed. Now I'm going to show you how to set your side returns on the valance when I show you how to do the inside mount installation. It's basically the same thing. Okay, the side returns come with a little clear clip that gets mounted to the side of the valance like so, and then you may have to cut the actual side return to size based on the amount of space between the edge of the valance and the wall. Okay, so once we have that done, we're going to install the louvers, which we'll show you once I have the inside mount track installed. Okay, so that's your outside mount installation. Now, if you had ordered your blind as an inside mount meaning that you're going to mount this track on the inside of the window frame as opposed to up above the window frame like we did here. Alright, we're going to use the same mounting bracket but without the L portion. So with your hardware package, you'll have received a supply of these little brackets right here, without the L bracket. Okay. Now this bracket gets mounted straight up into the window frame with the thumb clamp, which is the wider portion of the bracket facing toward the back. Okay. Now we're going to place this bracket as far forward in the window frame as we can, just like this, so that the front of the bracket, which has the little curl on it, like so, is flush with the front of the window frame. And then we're going to drive one screw straight up through the center of the bracket to support that bracket. Okay, and that's what the finished product should look like. You can see I've already installed the second bracket for this track just to save a little bit of time. And then again, we're going to bring that same track up to the window and determine our stack. Did we order it stacked right, controls right, stacked left, controls right, and we're going to place the groove of that track directly into the little hooks on the front end of each bracket. Once you have your track aligned, which means you have an even amount of space on the right side than you do on the left, you'll push the back of the track straight up, okay, and again, it'll snap into place. Gosh, that works so nicely, doesn't it? And now your track is installed. Okay, traverse your louvers so that all of the carrier clips are spaced evenly apart, and then take the tension pulley. Now the tension pulley is going to get mounted to the inside of the window frame for an inside mount, to the outside of the window frame for an outside mount. And all you really need to do with this is simply place one screw through the bottom hole of the tension pulley. That's right here. We're going to put a little bit of tension on that cord by pulling down on it like so. There's a spring in here which will place the tension on the cord, and this is to keep young children away from the strings so that they don't get caught up in them. And then we're going to drive one screw into the bottom of the tension pulley to hold it in place. Okay, so you have your track mounted. If you've ordered the optional valance, and yes, this is an option, if you've selected this at the time you purchased your blinds, then this will have come with your blinds. A little bit different than the outside mount because we don't have any valance clips to hold this in place. So we're going to ask that you hold the valance up to the track, okay, and make a little pencil mark where the bracket is on each side. Okay. Now you've noticed I've actually notched out a piece of the valance here so that when we push the valance in between the top of the track and the window frame, it doesn't interfere with the mounting bracket. Okay, so you're going to have to just make a little mark, cut this with a heavy-duty scissor about 1 inch in, and then you can simply push the valance straight back toward the wall, and that should hold the valance in place. Now if the valance feels a little flimsy, like it might fall out, then prior to mounting the track, mount the valance first and put a few screws directly through the valance into the window frame to hold the valance in place, to give it a little bit more stability. Then you can add the track after you've mounted the valance, and you'll have a little bit more stability in the valance. Now as far as the side returns go, okay, we've provided you with the end cap. This goes on the edge of the valance like so, and the return. Okay, the return might be a little bit longer than you need, and to determine that, place the end cap on first, then hold the valance return up to the side of the window frame. Now if the valance return is longer than the projection of the valance, you might have to trim some of the valance return with a scissor. Okay, very simply. So cut this to size so that it's just the right size, then place the valance return into the corner, the valance corner, just like so. Okay, that'll fit right in there. Okay, and then place your valance corner on your valance, like so. Okay, that'll just finish it off so you have a little piece going back on each side and it'll look finished. Okay, now I've already done the right side. That's the completed product, and the last part of the installation, of course, will be inserting the louvers. So you have 90% of the installation completed. The last thing you'll do is insert the louvers. Okay, so the next step in the installation process will be actually inserting the louvers or the vanes into the track. This particular set of louvers is our ribbed PVC in the color white, and if you notice, it does have a little hole at the top of the louver, so we want that hole facing upward because the bottom does not have a hole. Once you have the louver pack ready to go, we're going to take each louver one by one. We're going to bring it over to the track so that we insert the hole in between the clip. Okay, we're going to push it straight up toward the ceiling, and you're going to hear it snap into place. Just to be sure that it's seated properly, I'd like you to give it a little tug after you install each louver. If the louver comes out of the clip, then just reinstall it until it doesn't come out. Okay, once it's in, you'll hear it snap in. I always give it a little tug just to test it to make sure that it's in there properly. All right, and once you have each and every louver inserted into your track, then guess what? You finish the installation. All right, your metal chain, that's your rotation chain. Pull the chain, you can close up the blind. Before you move the blind, one very important thing, make sure that you always open it first. Okay? Once you've opened it, then you can traverse it, meaning move it. You can either go from right to left, left to right, or split it in the center depending upon how you ordered the blind. This particular blind stacks to the right with controls on the right. Okay, remember, we always have the blind in the open position when we're moving it, and the rotation chain is there so that when you want to close it, you just pull it and the louvers will close up. Okay, if you do have any additional questions on how to install your vertical blinds, I'm Mike from blindsonline.com. You feel free to give me a call anytime, and thanks for watching.